a little about how common this is and the person that was trafficking you, that how many other people were there that you have seen in your time that you were trafficked, that were there and that were being trafficked?
Yeah, well, the first thing is that we are not human beings for them. We're assets.
Right.
We're the one who produce their money.
So you're a product.
I'm a product. That's why I was not allowed to eat, because the fantasy of the people who purchase our services are, you're not even a human. Like, they don't want to smell food. They don't want anything to do like, okay, she looks like the person I have back in home. So when you are being trafficked, in my case, it was at 2 rooms, 2 bedrooms. The first time I was by myself. The second time I wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
There were 4 other girls.
What age group?
There was one minor, 17 years old, with her mom. They were both
being trafficked.
Yes. I know about another woman that she was over 65 years old. She was being trafficked. There were one and a point. We were 8 girls in one apartment.
And you never, so when you're trafficked, you never get to see the money. They take all the money.
Yes. If you well behave, after a while,
right,
they will allow you to have money.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have to put it back, because even though you have the money daily, you have things to pay daily.
Right.
Food, if I go to McDonald's, I would probably get a combo for $10, less than $10.
So they allowed you to leave?
No.
How did you get the food then?
They come with the food.
Oh, they bring the food to you.
They bring the food.
Okay.
But instead of paying $10 for the food, I owe them $200.
I remember once you were giving a talk, and you were talking about when you had your period, that you were not allowed to, didn't have access to pads.
Breaks. There's no breaks when you are on your period. What the trafficker is gonna do is they're gonna go to the supermarket,
mm-hmm.
and they are going to buy a sponge. The
right.
ones that you do your dishes with.
Right.
They're gonna cut the hard part.
Right. The top part.
The top part. Yeah.
Right.
They're gonna cut that in half. You have to water it, like squeeze it, so and then you introduce that inside of your vagina, so the blood stays
soaking
in there.
In the sponge.
Yes.
So you can continue to have sex with customers.
Exactly.
While you're on your period.
There's no way of not producing, even if you are in your period.
They don't care.
They don't care. No, you have to do it. And if you are no, they will start texting the clients that they know that they don't mind a woman with the period.
Unbelievable. Wow. Unbelievable. So at one point and this happened in an apartment building?
It was a complex building. It was in Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
The complex apartment, I remember, had at least 15 different buildings. In each building, there were like at least 8 apartments on each floor, and it was like 4 floors.
Mm-hmm. And nobody sensed anything. They didn't suspect that there was trafficking going on, and they just didn't care.
I think people don't want to realize what is going on in their own backyards.
They don't want to get involved.
They don't want to get involved. The maintenance guy,
mm-hmm.
he knew about it because he was the client of us.
He used to
with
come.
A discount. Yes. If he said to the madam, like the man who actually run the whole thing, police are here,
mm-hmm.
just searching around, she will stop operations. And it was in Washington, so I can tell you I slept with
Political members?
Yes. Politicians.
Right.
White House members.
Wow.
Lawyers. high-class lawyers, doctors,
Cops.
cops.
Everyone. Every profession.
Every profession you can think.
Right.
I know from statistics right here in Florida, you are 3 blocks away from somebody being trafficked.
Wow. That's unbelievable. That is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And what if you try to escape, they beat you?
Oh, I tried to escape.
And
When
what
I
happened?
tried to escape, I was beaten up in Costa Rica, not in here. My family found out
Mm-hmm.
that, not that I was being trafficked, they found out that I was being a prostitute right here in the United States. They sent pictures they took for my own ads,
Mm-hmm.
because they keep it, because they need to coerce with something, you know.
Right.
They sent that to my mom, dad, and siblings.
To make you look like you were a prostitute.
Yes, because I wanted to get out.
Right.
And I started telling the clients that I was there against my will.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened is, like, they just stopped coming back. Not only for me, but for the other girls, and stop blocking the number because they get scared. You know, there's
that
a
they'll
girl
get caught.
saying exactly.
Right. Did you ever try to talk to a client and request the person to help you? Did you ever?
I did.
And
I
what
have
happened?
done it several times. One boy gave me the money, said, I don't want any trouble, but I want to stay.
Okay.
And he said, like, and I don't want you to have these problems, so keep the money.
Okay.
And he left.
Right. But
I think that was the only person who actually felt bad
right.
about what was going on.
Right.
The rest of the people
Didn't care.
didn't care. They just don't come back. So when my trafficker find out that something was going on, because the rest of the girls are fine, but I'm starting to low on phone calls and regulars. A regular is the person who sees a girl, like a regular for the house.
Mm-hmm.
So he comes for one girl, and then he comes the other week, and like it doesn't have to be like every week, every other week, once in a month. It's something that you already know.
Mm-hmm.
So when I start having regulars and I start saying what was really going on, regulars stop coming.
Mm-hmm.
One day I said this to this super high client. I didn't know he was like the best friend of my trafficker.
Mm-hmm.
So she found out I was doing that. I was asking for help. She got my passport,
Mm-hmm.
my keys, my wedding ring, the pictures of my kids and everything, and throw me away with nothing. She just told me, I don't have no idea how you're going to get home. I remember asking another trafficker that I met through her that was in the same building
Mm-hmm.
to help me out. He told me, like, yes, I can help you out, but, you know, putting an ad, making an ad for you. So you give me the commission, whatever, you give me my part. You keep your part, safe enough, and then you go back to Costa Rica and just disappear. I did not.
Where were they posting your ads? On Backpage?
And another website named Eros, E-R-O-S.
Okay.
Erotics Classified, that's the name.
So tell us, tell the people that are watching this, how dangerous is social media for when it comes to human trafficking and luring the kids on social media?
Well, let's just refresh.
Mm-hmm.
I was trafficked or hooked by social media, through social media. I mean, it was Facebook. My friend,
Mm-hmm.
who I knew when came to here to the United States, and then she tracked me down on social media. There are websites, Facebook websites or pages, who are just for prostitution and these kind of encounters.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's like they are very explicit. I mean, I have no idea how they're still in there and how people do not even do something about it because
they're highly inappropriate to look
highly,
at.
like
Right.
totally. It's a profile with some boobs in it, and then you go through all the photos, and there's nothing but albums of this model full with these photos, inappropriate, and then another one and another one. So there's like all these files with different people,
and it's obvious that
and
it's an
really
ad.
that's like having a catalog,
Right.
you know, like just going like that, but a virtual one.
And they have this on Facebook.
They have this on Facebook, Instagram. Then they have the Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
They have a Twitter is the number 2 right now on social media. Social media are Facebook is number 1 problem. Then Snapchat is the second number like problem in it. Then what's the one that you slice on?
Tinder. Right.
Tinder. There's more prostitution and trafficking in Tinder than anything else.
Wow.
Like, I remember one time I was just going through it to see how that works. I liked a person because of what she said. I was doing intentionally. It was a woman, I remember.
You were trying to see.
And I pretend I was a guy.
Right.
Okay? So I was clicking on that stuff what I thought it looks like. It didn't pass not even 10 minutes when she told me, like, hey, you want to hook up? And I'm like, yes, I want to meet you, blah, blah. And she's like, yeah, it's $100 for half an hour.
Wow.
And I was like, bingo. I knew that was happening. I just wanted to confirm that. Mm-hmm. So it's like a virtual catalog.
So parents that have young children, that are 11 or 12 or 13, these are young girls and boys that have Facebook accounts or Instagram accounts or Twitter accounts, they need to be monitoring and careful that because they don't know who their children are talking to on the other side.
And anybody can make a profile. I mean, I can go and make a profile and just call myself, I don't know, Lucia or whatever, and then make a fantasy life of myself and just upload some cool pictures. So it's very easy to hide who I really am or to pretend to be somebody else. How do you really know your kids are actually talking to another teenager?
So what do they do? So what do? They start talking to these children and they realize that one of, like, if the child is sad or is having a rough time at home, how do they lure them in? What's the tactic?
Well, usually what is going on is on Facebook, you post photos of yourself. So they go through your data. Mm-hmm. What about you? Mm-hmm. The first thing they want to know is how many influencers you have or how many protectors you have.
Right.
That means good friends and family. Okay. How do they know? They go to what about this person and family members. Okay. If there's a lot of family members, they won't take that person. Mm-hmm. Okay? Because you don't want to deal with you don't want to deal with that one. And they also look if they have 5 siblings, their parents and some uncles and aunties. Okay, let's go to the profile and see how often they post and talk. Mm-hmm. Let me see the pictures. If it's only selfies, let me see what they said. Oh, I'm lonely. Like, ooh, I wish to have this bag, or one day I'm gonna. That's what they are looking.
Or if a child is complaining about having a fight with their mom.
If you're fighting with your parents,
that's it.
That is oh my God, they just send you a friendship. You will accept because kids want to be accepted and to fit in.
They want attention.
So this person is gonna start talking to them. Hey, hi, how are you? Wave you and a little bit like that. Then they start making a conversation with you. Once this person knows exactly what they need to know, which is what is your problem, because the teenager is gonna say like, oh, my mom did this, my dad is I cannot wait to get out of my house. Mm-hmm. Boom, that's it. They got you because they're gonna work in how to present your opportunity of independence. Once that kid said, okay, let me meet you, that's it. There's nothing you can do. That kid is going to be trafficked.
They're done.
So
tell us how you were able to escape this life.
Well, I was trafficked from December 2010 all the way to 2016.
Okay.
I have been trafficked in an apartment in Virginia. After that, in hotels in Tampa, Florida. After that, Jacksonville, South Carolina, North Carolina, Las Vegas, Nevada. Um, I have been in Fort Lauderdale. I have been in West Palm Beach. I have been so many places. I cannot even like.
So they're driving you. The pimps are taking you from one place to another to basically sell you.
Yes, that's what they're doing, and they prey on events. For example, the what's the name of this? The Super Bowl.
Right.
Right. Super Bowl is the number one
For human
event
Right.
for human trafficking.
Right.
Everybody wants to be on the Super Bowl, and people is coming obviously to party, a sport, a team, blah blah. Pimps, traffickers are thinking into money, where the money is. If everybody in different states are flying over one specific place, what are they looking for? They're looking for party, alcohol, a good time.
Sex. Right.
So they are gonna take all your girls there. They're gonna be in every hotel close to it, and think about half an hour, a square round, like a square, like
right.
half an hour, and they will take all that area. They will work that area.
So it's like selling drugs,
It's
except
exactly like selling drugs.
Except drugs,
but drugs, you can finish the drug
but
and
not
then
a human
go
being,
and ask
but
again.
not a person.
But for them, it's easy because my trafficker told me the only thing you have to do is go wash it and work again.
Wow.
And it's not that simple. Every time that you're washing yourself, you're thinking how bad it was, and that you have no choice but do it again.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes, like, I was working 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. By midday, I was already exhausted, hungry. You know, I cannot eat. I can tell her I'm hungry, and she's like, "Yeah, me too." Like, but finish this and then we can eat.
Were you allowed to use protection?
Yes. In my case, because I know some other girls, they are not allowed to.
Mm-hmm.
My trafficker, they were two women. So she was always telling me to use protection.
Mm-hmm.
But if the client offered me money not to use protection, instead of saying no, I had to address this to her. So I was exposed on diseases, you know. There's no way to say no. I did it anyway. So, you know, there's a reason why I was kicked out and everything. For me to get out of this took me like at least a year and a half of keep telling the clients, this is against my will. I really thought it was going to be just one time, and then I was like, no. I keep saying that. Imagine, year and a half, 10 to 10, 20 people, 30 people a day. I'm against my will. Please help me. Can you call the police? Please help me. I run away. They got me like three.
They found you.
They found me like three corners away,
Mm-hmm.
3 steps away, and I mean, it's not. They didn't put a gun in my head. They just showed me the photo of my kids.
So they threatened
Right
you with the life
there
of your
at
children.
the same time,
Right.
through the window of my house. So I just tell them I'm so sorry. And I went back inside the car and back inside the apartment. Then after that, I went back to Costa Rica one time and I told the Costa Rican government, this is what's going on. It was in 2010 not such a thing of sex trafficking.
Mm-hmm.
Costa Rica prostitution is legal. So this is what they told me. You don't have to lie to us if your conscience is not okay. It's illegal to be a prostitute. The only thing that you have to do is go to the health department, say that you want to be a prostitute, and they will issue positive granted prostitution, which says that you have no diseases, no HIV, and that you are good to go.
Unbelievable.
In that moment, I felt I was completely by myself.
You had no one and nowhere to go for help.
I I was told by my trafficker also, if you get arrested,
Mm-hmm.
understand this. Who is the one in the room? You or me? It was me. Who is the one the guy is coming to see? You or me? It's me. Is he giving the money to you or to me? And I was like, yeah, to me. So you are committing a crime and I'm here to protect you. Not me, it's you. Those words stuck on me for a long time.
So they make you believe that you are a prostitute. You're not a human trafficking victim. You're not a sex trafficking victim. They brainwash you and they threaten you with your children's lives. And you see no way out. And they're also doing this to kids as young as 12 and 11.
Exactly.
Boys and girls.
Exactly.
What is the youngest age that you've seen in terms of human trafficking victims?
13.
That's the youngest age.
That I have seen with my eyes. 13 years old. But I have known cases on 11 and 12. Wow. The average age is 12 to 14. And still they are kids. They are kids.
Right. So where do you see yourself now that you're out of this and you're being helped by our organization, No More Tears? We're helping you with your immigration and your counseling and your medical assistance. Where do you see yourself in your life? How do you want to, what do you want to do? Do you want to help human trafficking victims? What do you want to do with your life?
Well, the process of, since human trafficking, like this crime gets you as soon as it hits you when you are a victim, for you to get out. Then after that, you have to work on yourself really, really bad.
Mm-hmm.
You just have become free of sex slavery. That's what it is. I couldn't say no. So
you were a slave. Right.
That's what you are. You are a slave that produce $300, $500, $600 an hour. So you're a slave. The same as like getting gold out of the rivers.
Right.
That kind of is slaves.
Right.
Like the ones that people imagine right there in South Africa. And like, no, that's going, like that's happening there, but it's also happening in here.
Right.
I have a struggle mentally. I lost my 2 kids until today. I do not talk to them, write, sending messages, because I am not sure if I'm out of the radar still. My main goal is, I wish I can do everything so nobody else, girl, boy, man, or women, has to experience what is being sold. No one should have a price in here. I was sold for $300. That's how much my friend got on her hand on the second day she came to visit and stay over. $300. I mean, what would you do if you find out your daughter or your sister was sold for $300? That's what a person makes, or a little bit more than a week. I mean, how can you buy somebody like that? That feeling just stay with me for a long time. So after going to counseling and be working on it, what I want is to found a nonprofit that helps human trafficking, that can work with them psychologically so we can wash everything they put in their brains.
Help them heal.
Help them with healing, exactly. I also want to help educating the community, because this is something we see on the movies, but you don't have to tune up any movie. Just go to a park and stay there. I guarantee you, less than 2 hours, I can point, highlight traffickers in there.
Wow.
It's incredible, and they are bold. They are just going in plain sight. They hide with everybody because it's exactly like they don't use gold chains and all this stuff. No, they just camouflage as a regular citizen.
Very plain person.
Very plain person. My trafficker, no one thinks that she's a trafficker.
Mm-hmm.
She goes to church
Mm-hmm.
and pray and cry for people.
Wow.
And people think she's a saint. They have no idea who she is. So I really want to help people so they can know that there's an after this crisis.
Mm-hmm.
There's an after.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a former prostitute, if you want to call it. I don't believe in prostitute that. Because the definition of sex trafficking, the definition of trafficker is a person who is making money out of somebody else's labor
Mm-hmm.
or body.
Right.
So when people talk about pimps,
Right.
there's not such a real thing as a pimp. We should erase this from society.
Mm-hmm.
What a pimp does is expose a woman or a man
Mm-hmm.
to have sex.
Mm-hmm.
And the clients pay them directly or give the money to the girl. The girl cannot take any commission out of there. If she does that, they can cut that hand.
Mm-hmm.
So she goes and gives everything to that pimp.
Mm-hmm.
That's the definition of being a trafficker, receiving money out of something like that.
Right.
So there is no pimping,
Mm-hmm.
you know. There's that.
It's a business.
It's
for
a
them.
business. So there are traffickers.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Right.
They want to be called pimp because maybe it's soft a little bit what they really are,
Mm-hmm.
but they're traffickers.
And it's the fastest growing criminal enterprise in the world. It's bringing in $155 billion a year.
$1 billion a year. I mean, like, just think about it. Every merchandise is being consumed, you know?
Mm-hmm.
People, the Coca-Cola produce Coca-Cola and they sell it a lot and they have to keep producing and they have to keep producing because we drink it.
Mm-hmm.
And then the bottle is empty, we want more, you know? With people,
When you have an 11-year-old girl,
can you imagine? She can go all the way to 21.
and still
11,
be
that's
trafficked.
10 years. 24/7, 365 days a year. From 10 to 10. No option on anything. What they will do is they will introduce that person to drugs. Why? Because they need her to be dependent on them so she can work.
And
For
she
it,
waits
keep
for
going
her
and
next
keep going.
fix.
Of course.
Right. 'Cause she's
And
addicted.
whenever she starts like getting rebel, like, no, this is not what I want, this is not what I want, I go, okay, let me give you this so you can calm down
Mhm.
and give her something stronger. Why I did it was because she told me that if I didn't come back or say anything to the police, my kids could suffer the consequences.
Right.
I have no idea consequences of what,
Right.
but I'm not. As a mom,
Right.
I was not going to gamble
Right.
that. They keep showing in my house in Costa Rica. Late night, really early in the morning. They keep sending me or showing me photos of my kids, how they were dressed and things like that, just to make sure I don't speak with anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
So they were threatening you with your children.
They were turning me with my children. I was recently wed in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
They threatened the life of my ex-husband. What I did is I gave up the custody of both my kids without explaining what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I divorced my ex-husband in that moment
Mm-hmm.
without explaining anything.
Mm-hmm.
Then I met one person, and he's American.
Mm-hmm.
I married that person,
Mm-hmm.
and things calmed down for a while. But this person,
Mm-hmm.
it's a very close family member from one of my traffickers, the one who actually told me come and babysit my daughter. So I married him.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, because I just thought that he will be like my shield,
Mm-hmm.
my insurance, my life insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Because I already took out of the picture my ex-husband and my 2 kids.
Mm-hmm.
That really pissed off my trafficker.
Right.
And since that person was a member of the family, she decided just to, instead of me going to her,
Mm-hmm.
that we were going to start working on hotels.
Mm-hmm.
So she booked a hotel for me. We worked in there, and I say we work, it's me, because
Mm-hmm.
she's outside just watching that the clients come and everything. I was trafficked for periods of 5-6 weeks at a time, Monday to Sunday, from 9 a.m. all the way to 11 or 10 p.m. If you count the hours, let's say those are just 10 hours. 10 hours means 20 clients, because you get more money out of half an hour clients than an hour.
Mm-hmm.
So, and she rushes me just to not do that whole half hour, so we can book 3 half hours in an hour. So that means that I was doing 3 clients every hour.
Wow.
And I worked 12 hours a day for 7 days.
Wow.
The whole time. When September of 2012 came, my trafficking cases started on December 2010.
Mm-hmm.
So by September of 2012, I was arrested
Mm-hmm.
in Esting.
Mm-hmm.
She always told me, my traffickers always told me, if you get arrested, you do not say anything. We will take care of you.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea where they were.
Right.
Police got me with money. I bailed out myself.
Mm-hmm.
She was not there. She was just not there.
Right.
After that, she just thought that going to hotels was very, very scary.
Mm-hmm.
For her, I guess.
Right.
So instead of that, and after I married this person, she started asking me for an amount of money,
Mm-hmm.
no reason.
Mm-hmm.
So when I told her like how I'm gonna come up with 4,000, 5,000 at a phone call, she just called me on Monday and said, "Okay, give me 5,000 on Saturday, and I'll call you to tell you where
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna meet." So when I started asking like, "Where do you want me to get that?" and she's like, "Get creative." So I asked her like, "What do you mean creative?" She's like, "We have taught you a new profession.
Wow.
One that you will always have, because thanks God you have your tool right here in between your legs."
Can you give a message to the No More Tears supporters, people that want to donate? As you know, that no one at No More Tears takes a salary, 100% goes to the victim services programs. We have no staff and we only run on volunteers. So can you please give a message to the people that are watching this video and the supporters and potential donors?
Well, I will tell them please to help us. Any amount is exactly what we need. You can donate $5 monthly. You can go ahead and sign up for 10, 25, 50, 100. There's no small amount for us that goes through our healing. The special thing about this nonprofit, and I've been asking for help in a lot of nonprofits, is that there's no financial draining inside. Meaning, no one comes with a salary, so they can put that amount of money into victims and survivors. So please help us, because there's tons of things to do. Is mental health, physical health, is through healing, is dentists, is gynecologists. That's a very urgent thing. Some of us, we are not Americans. We are brought from another countries. So, and we don't have the option of coming back. We need to solve what is going on in here. Some of us are working with FBI, trying to turn in our traffickers and everything, so we cannot legally get out of the country. So if we as a survivors are actually doing a favor to the whole society, American society, by staying in here, I think it would be a good idea or really helpful for you guys to help us really actually staying in here. Make it safer for your own community and your children. This could be your sister, this could be your cousin, and if you don't have a daughter, but you're still young, that could be your daughter in the future. You don't want that.
Or your son.
Or your son. That I always left boys and men, like I don't know why, but they are a big percentage.
Mm-hmm.
A big percentage. And they are really, really traumatized because the way to break a woman into prostitution and trafficking and the way to break a man is totally the opposite. They scare us, they hit them, they introduce things to them to hurt them and break the whole spirit, which they do with us, but they focus more in men and boys. So this is equally affecting everybody in this society. So if you can help us with monthly donations, you can just sign up for it and you don't have to think again ever into go ahead and, oh, I need to give my monthly. Just sign up and it will be taken away. You just like do it one time and that's it, and you will help us. Please.
Well, thank you so much. I mean, I've said this over and over again. You're my hero. I really look up to you after everything that you've been through. Just the ability for you to smile and then want to start your own charity and help human trafficking victims is unbelievable. So thank you for sharing your story and for asking people to donate to No More Tears.